Uđu zajedno i svaka radi svoj posao.
Families, merchants.
Libertarian land store वाला कहाँ हो रही है यही स्ट्रीट में थियो जस्तो लाग्छ
And the other hand's my throttle hand.
टोपी किन्ने हो
अब होइन हिँड्दा केही किन्ने
Walk up same stairs. Rooftop terrace. What is
So if somebody wants to sit,
first time
so there was another scene where Marjorie almost and that scene they filmed in Spain. Bigger steps, wider steps. So these are the Jesuit steps built as a replica of Spanish steps, just a smaller version of the steps. And on the top of these steps we have the Church of Saint Ignatius and the Catholic Fresco. But in the Game of Thrones world, we have different. First of all, not only Walk of Shame, we had another scene, but it was the funeral of Tywin Lannister. The scene when Cersei goes up to attend her father's funeral, remember that? After Tyrion, killed him in the toilet. That was really interesting scene. They organized the funeral. So you know how many tourists would go up here trying to find, the Great Septa Bailey, which was actually never real. It was always CGI'd. It was a big green screen. And then every time they would film scenes inside, so they go up and they disappear instantly. And then another scene here was that Tommen came trying to save Cersei from the Great Shame, and they just pushed her away against her. So this is what it happened. Did you know that it wasn't the double shot?
Yeah.
It was a body double suit. So Cersei was pregnant, and already in season 5 they changed contracts. And her and Khaleesi and all of them, they didn't want to film naked anymore. It was just, too much. They were too famous, and Cersei was also pregnant. So pregnant and too famous, she just didn't want to do it. And they were looking for someone local to do Walk of Shame, but no one applied for this. I mean, why would you do this? It's a small town. They found a girl from London. Her name was Rebecca, and Rebecca was 27 years old. Cersei was 42. That was the age difference. That's the secret in the body. So Cersei had to walk next to the body double so they could CGI her face. That's how they did it. So they would walk together sometimes. So if you're gonna watch this show another time, take a look at the neck and the face. You're gonna see something weird happening because of CGI. So she started from the top and she went down. They had real people on the steps, and then they CGI'd the background with hundreds of people and the red keep on the mountain. So it seemed that she's going to the mountain to finish her Walk of Shame. She didn't. She went to the side street. She walked 2 kilometers for Walk of Shame, and it wasn't easy. 7 days of filming. We don't know how much Rebecca got paid, but we know that these people were getting 100 euros per window per day. Keep it closed, 100 euros. And back in then, 100 euros was 1,000 euros. Croatia changed the currency. And with 100 euros, you could live like 3 weeks without a problem. Today, 100 euros is like 1 meal. So things have changed. So imagine 100 euros per day per window and a couple of thousands of euros plus the tips for the restaurant owners. So that's what they were making. They would calculate, and till this day they've been asking like, where is HBO to film again? But as I told you earlier, other things happened. And this place became really commercial. You can buy here Shame Mojito, Walk of Shame, there is Shame Basket. So we have all these, shame things, and people come here to do Walk of Shame and take off the clothes. They scream shame, they come to bells. I mean, it's been a while, I haven't seen anyone doing it naked. But 2018 and 19, I've seen people doing it naked at nighttime. Usually only the men, I've never seen any. That's just me. And now it's just people taking off one piece of clothes, just maybe jacket or something. but it's still a thing. And then the priests up there in the church are really tired of people screaming shame. And also, it's people now call these stairs shame steps. Actually, it was on the Jesuit steps. So church don't like it. The steps are public, so they could do anything to stop, this scene. So, does somebody want to do a walk of shame? We can all scream shame. Who's doing walk of shame? People who didn't watch the show. But you don't have to do it. Maybe later when I'm gone. And then later you can also come here and you can check a really cool bar on the top of the steps. It's called Buja Bar. You can go up, cross the restaurant, and reach the bar on the cliffs. It's a really cool place to have a drink. You can do some cliff jumping or just watch the sunset. In the case someone likes pigeons a lot, every day at noon by the market they feed hundreds of pigeons. So in the case you like it, just for your information, every day at noon you can watch hundreds of pigeons actually eating the food. Only if you like it. Let's go.
It's a walk of shame. Walk of shame and drink. All right. Well, the camera on is very nice, yeah. Tahu tadi gimana?
It's a long day, that's one of the questions. This statue behind the actor is actually it's real, and it represents the local sailor from Dubrovnik. They forgot to plug them. Look here from the end, you can see the statue in the back. I mean, this is a museum. We don't go inside, but you can see here in the front. You will recognize the columns and yes, with ticket pass you can check the prison cells, treasury, courtroom. It's really nice. I recommend this one. I recommend the second one and Bar.
wants to do this, to build a replica of our city. We had no idea about this. This was built for the sea. The Galicia was burning the city down. Well, that was a tough scene. And I was like, I can recommend like, but then on the other side, it wasn't there. So I was confused. Did they actually from here? Did they from somewhere else? And actually they did it in Belfast, in Ireland. So 8 months of building, a replica of Dubrovnik. So look at the Church of St. Place, the big dome. So we can see actually that dome in the show under the dragon. So the dome is actually Church of St. Place, but of course it's also here. So the lower part was actually built, and the upper part was green screen. So that's how they did it. They didn't from here. And I was like, I can recognize the windows, the bells, and it was really confusing because we didn't know it was actually a replica in Belfast, you know. So next time you watch the show, pay attention to the bells and everything. You can see it in real life, and you can see it also in the show. So lower part was